In Sitecore, about what we are doing. So this is Sitecore Team India. Right, we are about 1.5 years old. We are based out of Gurgaon. Right, the primary focus of Sitecore here in India is sales at the moment. We also are expanding. Last year, I think it started in July 2016, and then in July 2017, we started expanding where we hired 3 or 4 more people. Now we have a person working for the enablement side for enablement services. He operates out of Hyderabad. I work in pre-sales team, right? So my job is to educate clients about Sitecore, to help them understand what this platform is, how they can board onto the digital transformation journey, right? And use this platform to achieve whatever they want to achieve in terms of getting mature digitally in the digital space and how they can compete well with their competitors and their clients and maybe globally as well. So I am currently trying to demystify what contextual digital marketing for the customers is. Right? Because when I go and meet customers, most of them, everyone is talking about machine learning, everyone is talking about analytics, everyone is talking about personalization, right? And how the tools are available in the market, how they can achieve it, that is something which is exactly lacking, right? And when we showcase them the demos, how it is done exactly, they feel excited about it. And then there is a process which when they start thinking like how now we can go about it and implement it in their real day-to-day businesses. We are also trying to support the development teams here. So as I said, we have a Sitecore enablement wing. Right? Currently, we don't have much strength there, but at the same time, we don't have that much of demand. Right? So partners as well as the global partners, as well as the customers, they are not aware that Sitecore is present in India. Right? So partners like Sapient, right? Partners like Accenture, TCS, Epsilon, right? Epsilon does know us because they are working with us, right? But the major players who are working in this consulting and digital marketing, they are working for the clients which are European clients, US clients. Hardly anyone is working for the Indian clients. I'm not sure how many of you are working for Indian clients or are planned in future projects to be working. Anyone currently working for Indian clients except Epsilon? You're working. Which client you're working for? You're from Indegene. Okay. Great. So eDynamics is again our platinum partner, right? They are very strong here in India. They're doing some great work for customers like Usha International. They're working for Cox and Kings, right? They are our few biggest clients which we have acquired in the year 1 in India, and eDynamics is doing that. I think Aditya Birla Group also you guys were part? Yeah. So Aditya Birla Group has recently gone live on Sitecore experience platform. So they have consolidated all their businesses under one brand, which is called now Aditya Birla Capital, right? And if you go on their site, that's running on Sitecore. So that's pretty much about what is our focus currently and how we are working. I am also helping partners, right? Whenever the partners get stuck in terms of implementation, I try to help them as per my technical knowledge, right? Whatever I can help, I provide that guidance, right? If there is a need where a team needs extensive handholding or extensive guidance for feature set which they have not used in their organization, or they would need guidance, and we recommend the Sitecore enablement packages for them, and they can take those packages and get a proper guidance for the implementation as well. Right. So this is the customer landscape which looks like currently for India. So So these are the wins which we have got in year one. There are a few more customers which are in pipeline, and we are talking to them, and we are trying to get those conversions done in this financial year itself, in this financial quarter itself. Sorry. And we are seeing a lot of attraction from the clients. The one thing which I see at the moment is when I go and talk to clients, right, the first thing client asks me is there a case study which is relevant to my industry? Is there a partner who is mature enough to understand Sitecore in India? Because I don't know Sitecore in India, right? No one has come before to me. I understand Oracle, I understand Adobe, I also understand the marketing clouds, but I don't know what Sitecore is, right? So who are your partners who are digitally mature and who understand the technology, who can deliver what you are going to promise us or what you are promising us in this sales pitch? Is it really doable or not? So from that conversation, the first thing which strikes me is the importance of the case study, because I was an architect. I have done multiple implementation, multiple digital transformation, but I never cared about writing a case study or contributing towards a case study, right? And case studies which I am now seeing in Sitecore, where the other implementation partners and they have contributed, right? It's not a massive document, it's just a single slider which talks about, oh, we have a few more developers. So, so these main ones are with you or just yeah, so I was talking about the case study, right? So the case study which I have seen now is like they are single sliders, but they're very, very to the point and concrete. What was the problem? What was the Sitecore components they were used? And what was the desired outcome which was achieved? And it gives a very clear-cut impression on the customer's mind, right? Yes, I have a similar problem, and this tool can solve this problem for me. And this is the implementation partner who has done it, and he can do it for me as well, right? So one thing which I would like to share with you here is that whenever you're working on such complex projects, you're doing so much of hard work designing those architectures and deployment models and all those innovations you're putting in place. Please try to contribute a little bit back for a case study. Talk to your leadership, right? I'm sure I've been pushed many times by my leadership back in Sitecore to contribute to the case studies, but as I am agreeing at the moment, I did not realize its value, right? But it is very much valuable for any organization who is putting a lot of effort in terms of selling new projects or even acquiring new customers, right? For that, right? So it makes a lot of difference. Any questions so far? Okay. This is the partner landscape look like in India. So these are few of our partners in India: Accenture, Dynamics, Epsilon, Digitas, PwC, Capgemini. Right? These are the folks who are currently engaged and working on implementation. Most of them are in a stage where they are pitching for clients, but implementations are going at such an Epsilon, E-Dynamics, actively they are working. We are talking to Digitas also, right, who are based out of Mumbai, and they are working on a few of the customer pitches for us. So that's the case study, that's the partner landscape. Let me take you forward. Okay, before we reach to the next section, which talks about how you can leverage Sitecore India, right, where we can help you and where you will be guidance, how you can reach out to us. Few things which I would like to understand is in this room, like how many people are certified Sitecore developers? How many are MVPs? Yeah. How many of you know about MVP program and benefits associated with it? Okay. And you guys also know about the trainings which are there, like because I think there were 50 people in the room, but only 10 or so are certified. Uh, what is your take? What is your take on trainings? Right? Do you feel the need that you need to get trained on the platform to perform or to deliver the solution which clients are expecting, or do you feel that you have enough of the information about the platform or the other technologies that are coming up, and you're good to that, right? So do you feel the need of trainings or not? Yeah. Okay.
Inside we have okay. So we usually don't go for
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Right. If we have in-house trainings, nothing like that, because that will give you a real hands-on experience, the problems which you face, right, and learn about the platform. The trainings which Sitecore offers would be more of a catalog training, and it will not go in depth, but it will talk about everything which is available in the platform.
Yeah, how about the perspective? That's what training because you see, despite also the work that we do is more than content focused, but we never understand the other side of that. We see a business maturity, not only the business maturity. You need to have analytics and aspect of it, and then robotics marketing, and all the other aspects of one side of it. So we might take one section of the technology rather than having an overview or understanding what capability it could give us, and then what it would offer to our customers. Maybe training could give us so help us better understand the product, and then from there we could be more thinking our own way for the implementation.
Yeah. So how many of you know that there is a training for marketers also from Sitecore? Right. So there is a training available on the portal which is specifically for marketers, which will help people understand what is digital marketing, right? When we talk about personalization, when we talk about XDP, right? XDP is so huge, complex, and it does everything which you can think of. It connects to all the omni-channel integrations are there, right? But as a developer, do we understand how a marketer is going to use all these tools and data? How valuable it is for them, right? For me, when I was doing development, XDP is I need an API to push in the data and it should get stored there. Right? That's pretty much my understanding that from wherever the data is coming, I need to store it in HDP. And if somebody will ask me for a report, I'll give that report to him. I don't care what that report means. Right?
Market training is must to have for all clients. When you room with the marketers, end up expecting you to tell them how to live their product. I mean, we do in our risk capacity, but we don't inherit that knowledge of the instrument that they do. In Sitecore focusing with market trading, I guess. So that's the if market don't use the platform effectively, they are going to go away from it.
Yeah, that's true. And when we talk about the marketing, contextual marketing, right? What is the maximum level of usage you have seen from your customers, right? When you're doing the implementation, what is the most interesting one or two applications which you have built for your customer leveraging XDP, right? Do you want anyone of you want to share their experience, at least one or two? Else I'll share one which I recently faced with my client and what was the expectation. But do anyone of you want to share? Or
not many cases, but we do get an ad out of the data with the experience. It could be very basic one, like Sitecore or Keynote for most popular page in our 6 months. So we have the kind of de-extracted data within our own source to figure out for certain systems or based on the journey for this persona, how many number of pages, what is the most popular page in class?
Have you guys used personas in Sitecore? Like, because we all know that when a digital transfer.
Like
Sitecore itself defines when we have the content, we identify each person that is asked. Then change some component based on the rules. But if there are 50 people in the room, I think it's only 5%, not even 5%, 1 or 2% who use all those tools. Right? Why? Because at the time when we are starting the discovery phase, we are doing a design, we are doing the UX, we use all those personas to showcase our clients. These are the customer journeys, these are the 3 or 4 or 5 type of customers which will come onto the site. But when we start implementation, right, our development teams are not even aware of these personas. For us, it's a component layout, right? And I need a component and layout matrix so that I can create 5 type of pages with these 40 set of components, right? So I'll just tell you an exciting example. One of our customers, they have bought Sitecore, but their site was not on Sitecore yet, right? So they were in a process of migrating their existing site on the Sitecore, right? And their CIO got this need from their marketing team where they said that they want to run a campaign for a market, for a Hyderabad market, let's say, right? So they had about 150,000 customer data, and they want to run a campaign for them. And they wanted to push them to revisit their centers and do a test ride, let's say. So I'm just creating it up. So 150,000 customers, they want to send an SMS to them, and they want to encourage them to come and book for a test ride, and they want to resell them. Let's say they were the 150,000 customers who bought their product about 5 years ago, and then the shelf life or whatever the usage life of the product is now is coming to end, so they should be trusted in the next version. So they wanted to run this campaign, and they said, our sites are not on Sitecore, but can you run this campaign on a standalone Sitecore? So we wanted to measure the effectiveness of how Sitecore can run these campaign engagement plans for us, right? And when I was talking to Amy about this session, I wanted to give a challenge to the group. So that is one of the challenges I wanted to present to this group, that do you think it is possible? Because we recommended a solution to them, right? Unfortunately, the time, because they wanted to run this campaign for Diwali, they could not run it. And their implementation partner had a very less time to implement it, but we shared a solution which they can run, right? And today, it's a challenge which I wanted to throw it to the group, right? And we have a booty associated with it. If you come with a blueprint of the solution or a working model of the solution, which I'm just going to talk about, right? Will the best solution which will be there, the most efficient solution which will be there, we'll share a Sitecore booty with that person, and you will get about 15 days to build up that solution, right? So let's agree that today is 18th. So we can do it till 10th of December. If you come up with a working solution, which will be judged by Annie and Gopi and myself, and probably one or more person from your team, right? And they will share that Sitecore booty with you as a token of appreciation, right? So what we told them that they can import their 150,000 data points into SUG, right? And how they can do it, they can simply go and create an X profile. Sitecore gives this capability where you provide an CSV file or an Excel file, it brings everything into the Sitecore SUG, the contacts are created. Then you create an engagement plan in Sitecore, right, where you say that my engagement first step is SMS is sent, right? And then every day you will get an offline data, right? So you will need a capability to upload an Excel file at the end of every day. 150, first day 500 records will come in an Excel file, and you will update those 500 records in your contacts. Out of 150,000 contacts, you will update 500 contacts to say that these customers have called back. On the second day, you will do that same thing again, right? And then you will generate a report saying what is the effectiveness of campaign. 150,000 customers, 10,000 called back. Third step of the process would be out of 10,000, 600 came for a test, right? And then we can showcase that journey as a graph in Sitecore as a standalone solution, right? So this is the level of customization, not a customization. This is the level of usage which Indian customers are expecting, right? When I talk to clients, most of them, they don't talk about content. They only talk about contextual intelligence, right? How Sitecore is going to tell me which user journey is best doing a conversion for me, best converting user journey for me. Right? So I would encourage you to explore the XDP part of Sitecore, explore the tools like XProfile, engagement automation. There was a question like how to use it, right? Use that, just try to explore that tool. And this is going to be a lot of exciting future for you as well, because once you start realizing the importance of these tools and the value it generates, you will understand the benefits it can give to your customers, and you can do a better consulting to them of the tools rather than just doing the content and layouts. Yeah. Sorry, it was a little heavy talk. I'll just move on further. So, because the group, I understand most of you are senior architects, developers, right? No one is from QA or business domain here, right? Or do we have people? Business domain. Absolutely. All right. So I know every one of us need help, right? In terms of every day we face some challenges in terms of what we are trying to implement. What is the story assigned to us and what is the deadline? And then there are how to get rid of those challenges, how to seek for help, right? So how many of you are aware of this Stack Exchange? Okay. Everyone, right? So I see about 50% of hands. Okay, good. Yeah. It is something which saves your life, yes. And there is a very good article, I can share this PPT by Richard Seal, right? He has very candidly written, if you need help, what is the right forum for you, right? When you should go onto the Sitecore Stack Exchange, right? When you have a very specific question, you should go to this forum and ask that question, and definitely you will be getting a response, right? At least you will be shown a direction that in this direction you can go and explore your problem and get a solution, right? Second one, how many of you are aware of this? More people are aware of this Slack, right? So this is more of a conversation. So here you can see Jeremy Cam, who was presenting in the previous session, right? And it's a very active community of maximum number of MVPs, right? And you get a very prompt solutions, right? Even if you ask a question which is not relevant into a particular channel, they'll guide you go to the other channels and it will find expertise about this. For example, you can see some example of Azure channels. There is a SUG channel, there is a Sitecore channel. So be available on these channels, be an active member of these channels. So you are solving a lot of problems. Do share how you are solving those problems, right? Try, if you can, spare some time out to write those as a blog, right? Probably once in a month, whatever the biggest challenge you solve that month or your team solve that. If you can blog about it, it'll help the community grow, and all those solutions will be available for everyone to reference in future. And this is the old one, Sitecore community, right? It's a permanent record of your question and your answers. Stack Exchange is also permanent. Slack is a free version, so your history is not maintained what question you have asked, but Sitecore community is a permanent, so where you can go and check the history many years back, which questions were asked for what versions. How many of you are aware of this? Only one person. Right. Okay, I succeeded in at least showcasing one thing which is new to you. So podcast, this is a podcast, this is a weekly show, right, which is posted by one of the MVPs, right? So I would, sorry? Yeah. So I'd encourage you go and listen. The episodes are not very long. So sometimes it's 15 minutes, sometimes it's 18 minutes, not more than 20-25 minutes. I think this one, the last one, 31 episode was the 26 minutes, the longest ever I've seen, right? But it gives you information, very precise information about Sitecore modules, Sitecore, like 9, headless, what is JavaScript services, what is Xconnect, how to use Ceph, challenges in Ceph, right? So I would encourage subscribe to this podcast. When you are driving in the morning from your home to your office, listen it on your way. Right? When you're driving back from office to home, if you're not tired, listen to this. It will definitely help you. So these are the 4 areas where you can get help, right? Any questions, anything which is coming to your mind you wanted to ask? Yeah. Yeah. So I have mentioned this blog here, right? So this blog talks about which forum is right for which kind of question. I'll share the slides probably after the session, right? Or the link of this blog directly. So you will go, this person has written it really, really clearly, very candidly, right? And you will be able to understand it and you should go. How many of you are aware of Sitecore Hackathon? How many of you have participated in that? Very few. Okay. So I encourage you, Sitecore Hackathon, this is not something which is run by Sitecore. It's again a community event, right? Which happens in January. You need to make a group of 3 people or less, right? But not more than 3 people, and you can. It is for 24 hours. You start with a topic, you start with an idea, you deliver a video, you first you make a working version of that idea, you create a video around it, you create a small documentation and you submit. And then there is a group of MVPs who judge that, and then the results are announced in the month of February, right? And there are some benefits associated with it as well, right? So the winners, they get the licenses for TDS, they get the license for last year that happened. They get a $100 voucher each. Person in the team gets $100, and then they get this trophy as well. So last year, there was one team from Sapient who won this. They got this first position in Azure category, and it not only gives you an exposure to a bigger community, it gives you a lot of confidence, a lot of what I will say. You are known in that community that you have achieved. Even in your organization, it elevates your status in terms of your knowledge. How do you understand platform, Sitecore platform, or how dedicated a technologist you are, right? So I encourage you all, try to participate this year. Dates will be announced very soon. There is an MVP called Akshay Shura who hosted, and I think there is a lot of activity which is already happening on Twitter about when he should be doing it this year. So next, I very quickly want to talk about Sitecore trainings and program. So these are the 4 trainings which are available. One of them is free, the rest of are not. They are very expensive, $1,500. I know it's very difficult for an individual developer to afford, but that's what the price is. And there's a new training, Sitecore Platform Essentials for Developer E-Learning. This is specifically for Sitecore 9 also. So it has got a flavor of 9. It has been released recently. I have not seen what is in there. So when I was preparing this PPT, I went to this e-learning portal and I downloaded these 4 trainings. Similarly, there would be training for marketers, there would be training for a content author.
Yeah, training
No, that's a training cost. Certification is standard $300. Yeah.
Are you planning for a video-based? As you say, it is costly.
Yeah. So online trainings are still cheaper than the classroom trainings. So we have a trainer here now, official trainer, where we run classroom trainings, right? Almost every month there is one classroom training which is happening on commerce or content here in Bangalore or in Pune or in Mumbai, right? So last one I think happened in last week of October. Another one is planned soon. I don't know the dates yet, but I can share, right? But classroom trainings are expensive. Online trainings are cheaper as compared to classroom trainings. And if you're not aware, like all these partners, like Sitecore partners, whenever they are selling in collaboration with Sitecore, right? So they are entitled of their MDF, right? Market development fund, right? And those your organization can use that fund to get these trainings funded. Right? So the companies does not have to put money from their pocket if they have MDF. For example, just to give an example, if there was a Sitecore deal worth rupees 50,000 rupees, right? Then and partner helps selling that deal, right? 10% of 50,000 is 5,000 rupees. So Sitecore gives 5,000 rupees coupons to that partner, and that partner can redeem those coupons for these trainings, right? So I encourage you to go back to your organization in case they are Sitecore partners. So if they have MDF left, they can invest that MDF on your trainings. So we have a training on commerce also, and Sitecore 9. Any questions, or shall I move on? Okay. Sitecore MVP program. So Anandita would know better than me. It's a program which gives you a recognition in 4 categories: in marketing, which is a strategy; technology for most of you; then there is a cloud; and then the 4th one is the commerce. Right. If you are sharing a lot of knowledge in the community, if you are helping build the communities, if you are writing blogs, if you are contributing on Stack Overflow, Stack Exchange, right, and if you can showcase that to the jury, you can be an MVP. Like, how many of you are like have this aspiration to become an MVP? Right. So that's what you need to do then, right? You need to. So what is the process? The first process is when you have to apply for an MVP, you have to write a self-assessment. You have to write everything what you have done for the community, how you have shared your knowledge, how you have collaborated with other people in the community. Then you need to find out one person, either an MVP, existing MVP, or a Sitecore employee, right, who can write a recommendation for you. So once you have a self-assessment and a recommendation written for you, then you are eligible for an MVP award, and it can get evaluated. And if you meet all those criteria, you will be awarded, right? There are a lot of benefits associated. I still need to get access to you. So the benefits include you get early previews of the upcoming releases, right? You get licenses, right? You get invited to the MVP summit, right? You get discounts for symposiums and all if you want to attend. So MVP nominations have just started, right? So in case you are planning to apply for this MVP program, you can go and check on the MVP site, or you can follow this Twitter handle Sitecore MVP, which will give you up-to-date information about what this program is and how this year we have reached. Okay. Next, before moving on to the next slide, I'm just conscious of the time, and then I'll spend another 5 minutes. How many of you devote time towards open source solutions or the cutting edge technology where people are integrating Sitecore with something very new, for example, Microsoft Cognitive Services or Amazon Alexa or bot frameworks? Do you guys follow those or any other projects which you are interested in?
There was one machine learning face recognition project I was participating in the discussion. Well, the prime perspective was to integrate with the face recognition, and they could be able to identify the person as soon as word becomes into that. And from there, they want to connect it more into augmented reality. They want to make a different experience, taking the data from XDP into account and then customize this augmented experience.
Yeah. So I'm sure most of you have seen this. This is one of my favorite thing which is happening. This is an open source again, right? This person, Mark Stiles, uses Sitecore MVP, and he has integrated Microsoft Cognitive Services with Sitecore, right? So there are two important things here. One is the Sitecore Cognitive Services, and another one is the Sitecore chatbot, right? I would encourage you to go download this project from GitHub, right? Try to run it locally. It's not very straightforward. It requires a little bit of thinking. It requires a little bit of brainstorming and an effort from your side. But the end result which you'll see is definitely you will find it get very interesting on where the future is going in terms of self-tagging of the content, right? Identifying the tone of your content, how you put alternate text on your images, right? All this person has showcase demo that, and this was one of the presentations which happened in Sitecore Symposium also this year. Right? So I encourage go try to find out other similar projects. If machine learning does not excite you to do something else, right, which you can go and explore, or probably start your own open source project. So there is one more I think which I really like is the Sitecore and Sitecore React 2.0 version, which is there, which is how you can create your front end in outside Sitecore, right? And decouple approach or the headless approach of building the front ends, which Sitecore is now officially supporting with its preview release of headless in JavaScript services, right? Which Jemmy has already talked about. So Sitecore 9, I will not talk about it anymore. Jemmy has covered it in depth, right? That was very nice session. He briefly touched upon Sitecore Cortex, right? I'm not sure. Let me play this video for you. It's a 2.5 minute video, right? We'll finish with this video, right? And it shows you the capabilities of Cortex which you can bring, right? If you want me to pause it anywhere or after the video, if you want me to clarify anything on the Cortex, right? Give me a shout and I'll be happy to do that. Everyone has seen it.
Today is truly a new day. Customers everywhere expect immediate, personalized interactions whenever they engage with the brands they love. This means marketers need to understand the context of each and every consumer. And with all the data we have at our fingertips, context is increasingly deep and complex. I'm Amy, VP Marketing at Habitat Electronics, and this is how we define success.
The Sitecore Experience Cloud ultimate question marks about shoppers, empowering us to collect and then connect all sorts of disparate information about them. Let's look at one customer's business. Vicky is an existing Habitat Electronics consumer. She's returning to our site after having searched for high-definition television. But since her last visit, we learned a bit more about her.
You see, Sitecore's data collection capabilities allow us to combine our profile of Vicky with information from just about anyone. Multiple listing service tells us she just purchased a new home. The Sitecore Experience Cloud further impacts the added details to reveal that Vicky's new house is in Las Vegas. And so, based on her demographics and prior history, Sitecore's machine learning predicts she has a high likelihood to purchase a home theater. Insight that we take Habitat's data specialists weeks to uncover.
The Sitecore Experience Cloud also continuously tests traffic flows, comparing which offers build the most value. This helps us maximize engagement by automatically favoring winners over losers. So when Vicky navigates back to our homepage, Habitat already knows what other sites are found most valuable and dynamically personalizes that page with content featuring a home theater system.
But Vicky isn't sold just yet, so we refine our offer even further. Habitat knows that Vicky bought in a neighborhood of Spanish-style homes, and we rely on the Sitecore Experience Cloud to serve as a dynamic tool for choosing a home theater, one in a living room styled very much like hers. To entice her to close the sale, our offer now includes a 10% off promotion on her next purchase. Vicky happily completes her purchase. All of this personalized interaction converts our visitor into a satisfied habitat buyer and lays the foundation for many future transactions to come. The Sitecore Experience Cloud, transforming data into insights and continuously optimizing experiences for precise personalization.
Okay. Any thoughts, any questions?
You know.
Okay. Yes. Right. So now what Cortex is doing in the background, right? When a person is coming onto the site, we are collecting information from every source from where the person is coming. We know the person is coming from mobile. We know a person is coming from a browser. Right? We have the capability of giving them the social logins, right? As soon as we give them the social logins, the information which is imported in the X profile is enormous, right? We know a lot of things about the person. Now, let's say I have said somebody is on my site, I exchange the email address, I send him or her a newsletter. That newsletter, the person clicks on a mobile device. At the same time, I know that this mobile belongs to this person, came from this web interface, right? So I have tied up this journey. Now, I know the geo-IP location of this person, right? From where he's browsing or she's browsing, right? Which helps me understand which is the locality from where this person is browsing. At what time he's browsing. In the morning or in the evening. If it's browsing early morning or late night, probably it's a location, his home location, right? So all these insights are now getting pulled out using Sitecore Cortex, right? So if you're in the morning, it's your home location. And if your home location a month back or 2 months back was different, and what you are showcasing us, right, consistently for 2 days, you can be falling into a profile or a persona of a new home buyer. And then we can start personalizing your user journeys accordingly, right? It is not 100% accurate because somebody might be on a vacation somewhere for a week or so, but that would be a very thin layer of customers. Right? Then once we identify the location, right, we understand this location probably from the demographic data available, which Sitecore can pull using the exponent, that if somebody is living in Bangalore near maybe MG Road, right, those are the kind of houses that they have, right? Either they are bungalows or they are flats or whatever it is, right? If it's a bungalow, we know that there are large bungalows and they have a large living room, so they might be a 55-inch television, right? And then we personalize that journey, showcasing them the home appliance products which are relevant to the bungalows, right? And if we are a compact house and studio apartment, we can showcase the products or user journey with a specific use.
So Cortex help us identify those personas.
Yes, not only personas, the possibilities are unlimited, right? For example, we are running a campaign, right? In the morning, somebody comes in at 7 o'clock before getting ready for his office, browsers, leaves, go back. Same person comes around 11 o'clock from office and browsing and doing it, right? So now XDP knows hour by minute and whatever. Like if 10 customers out of 100 buy things in a time frame of 11 to 12 p.m., right? So that is the effective time and we should be more focusing on that campaign. Maybe people are in a hurry in the morning or in the late afternoon for the meetings that they don't convert, right? They don't buy, right? So all those type of insights, if we have to put people in place, data scientists in place, and give them the raw data, okay, go and fill it out. Will take weeks probably, right? This is how the buyer journey looks like.
But it's kind of online.
No, it's not a service which is exposed. So you cannot write against. There is no API where you will call, okay, Cortex do this for me, right? It's a self-evolving platform which is running behind, right? So Sitecore it also have machine learning capabilities in terms of personalization, because you will see that whenever you add new component, you say, okay, you have added new component, you want to do a test. It's a very basic level, right? Engagement plans. So engagement plan is that on a homepage, I'll encourage a person to watch a video. Once the person has seen the video, I would encourage him to download a white paper. Once the white paper has been downloaded, I will encourage him to meet us face to face. That's an engagement plan, right? So that's again a machine learning. We identify from customer on at which step he is currently of the engagement plan and how we can modify his user journey to get a better conversion.
Since we are saying that okay, companies may not do things that we ask, but is there a possible customization or the needs on? Should we need to separate the customization only at the XDP or X profile and X package so that it has a necessary intelligence for us?
Yes. Yeah. At this current state, I would say that extend the XDP contact, add whatever information, as much as the information you can capture. It'll have more parameters to evaluate, more variables on which it can identify the patterns, right? Location, time of the day, right? Age of the person, number of friends on Facebook, probably the very last visited on holiday.
More attributes you give,
more attributes you give, the more intelligent the platform will get.
Can we create that kind of an engagement plan?
Yes, you can.
this is not yet released, right?
No, Cortex is released. So Cortex is available in a form at the moment, right? But the full potential which you've seen in this video would be coming in like upcoming releases. But that's where it is heading.
Second was tools. Since we talked about certifications, etc. Also like to platform partnership about that. Because when we were trying to contact side, we realized that there is a event going around the partnership program. So I'd like to know a bit more on that side for details.
Sure. We can talk about that offline, right, in terms of, but definitely we are every month there is a new partner which is getting onboarded. So there is a process where we sign some agreements in terms of NDAs and all. Then that is more driven by the sales team. So I can get in touch. I'll ask my sales teams to get in touch with you. Probably have a word. Any other questions here?
So what is the, are we officially releasing that?
I am not up to date on that, sorry, but I'll get back to you on that. What is the timeline for what is the possible? I haven't heard anything after symposium that the certification program is still there. But the people I think who attended symposium, they got it. Yeah.